Hello, I'm Seth Berryhill, and I'm here to describe to you sport climbing. Sport climbing is a form of climbing made up of several disciplines, and during this screencast, I'll describe several of those disciplines and follow that by showing you some forms of rock climbing that are not included in sport climbing. Sport climbing is the act of climbing single or multi-pitch routes protected by permanently fixed bolts and anchors drilled into the rock using a rope and the aid of a belayer. When it refers to protection, what it is referring to is gear used to prevent climbers from falling during their ascent. A pitch is the length or height that you can climb using a single rope. And the bolts that it's talking about are traditional expansion bolts placed in pre-drilled holes by people who plan to climb the route. Lead climbing is the dominant discipline of climbing within sport climbing, and it is typically shown by bolts placed in the rock with quick draws brought by the climber and clipped to the bolts, and then the rope is run through the quick draws to prevent them from falling should they lose their hold on the wall. Another discipline of climbing within sport climbing is top roping, which is very similar to lead climbing, but the rope is already placed on the wall before the climber begins their ascent. Another form of climbing separate from sport climbing is called trad or traditional climbing. There's no protection placed on climbing routes for trad climbing, and that can be shown in this picture where the climber has brought a camming device to place within the crack, and the camming device can be removed after the climber is done climbing, but it protects them from falling during their ascent. Another form of climbing is alpine climbing, which, while it offers fixed protection, usually ropes that are permanently left on the mountain, because the routes are so considerably longer and focus on ascending a summit rather than just a short stretch of rock, is considered another independent form of climbing. So I hope you have a much stronger understanding of what sport climbing is, and feel free to contact me with additional questions. Here are my sources.